Complete the table below to find the amount of salt needed for 3 cups of milk. Okay, reading the table. Half a cup of milk takes 1/4 tablespoons of salt. Okay, now we want a ratio here of salt to milk. We want to keep that ratio the same. Okay, so how much salt will be needed for 3 cups of milk? This is one of those problems where a unit rate becomes important. All right, let's first find how much salt for 1 cup of milk. Okay, so let's get started. Half a cup of milk will require 1/4 tablespoon of salt. All right, to get 1 cup of milk, we need to divide a half by a half, which is the same as multiplying a half by its reciprocal. Okay, so how does this become 1? We are going to do a half divided by a half, which is also the same as a half multiplied by 2/1, because that is how we divide fractions. We keep the first fraction, 1/2. We change this division to multiplication, and then we invert or flip or the reciprocal of the second fraction, 2/1. So this becomes 2/2, which is 1 cup. Okay, so 1 cup. Now, but what did we do to get the 1 again? Remember, we divided by a half. So this was not divided by a half before. If we're dividing by a half on this side to keep the proportion, we need to divide over here by a half. So this 1/4 was sitting right here. We will have to divide it by a half. But dividing by a half is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, 2/1. So this becomes 2/4. Can we simplify 2/4? Yes, we can. Divide by 2, divide by 2. 2/4 is the same as 1/2. So 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of milk gives 1 cup of milk requires half tablespoon of salt. Why did we get 1 cup? Because we're trying to find 3 cups, okay? Passing through 1 cup helps a lot. You could skip to 3 cups, but if you use 1 cup, it helps. Now that we know 1 cup is a half tablespoon, we can go from 1 cup to 3 cups. How do we do that? Multiply by 3, okay? 1 times 3 is 3. So 3 cups of milk, 3 cups of milk will be half tablespoon, half a tablespoon times 3, okay? So half a tablespoon goes for each cup. So we multiply by 3. Each cup takes half a tablespoon, 3 of them, okay? So times 3/1. And then we get 3/2 tablespoons, okay? So let's find out if the ratio of salt to milk is the same in both recipes for the person using the half cup and the person using the 3 cups. Have they maintained the same proportion? Let's find out. We can find out by doing the salt divided by the milk. So here, the salt is 1/4 divided by the milk is half. Okay, let's divide that. Again, when we divide fractions, we keep the first fraction and multiply by the reciprocal. So this gives us 2/4, and 2/4 is the same as 1/2. 1 tablespoon of salt goes with 2 cups of milk. Let's find out if the ratio is the same here. Here we're going to be dividing. Our salt is 3/2. Okay, this helps us to know if we had the correct answer of 3/2 here. Was it the correct answer? Let's find out. Let's divide it by 3/1. So remember, when we divide, keep that first one the same, change that to multiplication, and now multiply by the reciprocal. And this will be 3 times 1. Fraction by 2 times 3 is 6. And this simplifies to, we can divide by 3, and this simplifies to a half. So getting a half here and also getting a half here tells you that the proportion, the ratio is maintained. This